All right. Why am I doing burpees on my knuckles? No, I haven't done them because I just feel like doing them. I'm doing them for a reason. That reason is because I've noticed I've got a ganglion cyst on the right wrist of mine, and it did come up, I believe, before starting the Supercharged program, before the Supercharged burpees. So it has been there before this new program, and that's reassuring to me because the Supercharged burpees haven't caused this cyst to come up. I've been doing burpees since the pandemic for years, so higher rep routines, 2,000 burpees in one session, shot collar routine of 500 Navy SEALs. I've been doing Iron Wolf routines, busy dad routines, and now my Supercharged burpees. So there's a lot of pressure that I'm putting through my wrist. I'm always hyperextending my hands, my wrists, and opening up that joint space. And when you do that, I guess weaknesses develop, and now I have a cyst, and it's weighing on my mind. So the question to the burpee community today is, should I stop burpees? Should I do push-ups instead? Or should I stop burpees, don't even bother at push-ups, and do nothing? Should I put a wrist strap on instead? Should I be doing burpees on my knuckles? And you can see here that I'm still doing the burpees on my knuckles, but it started to get sore, so I stopped. It, like I said, is weighing heavily on my mind because although it's a benign issue right now and, it's not causing much pain, not causing any lack of range of motion of my wrist, it could become a problem. It could turn into an injury. I haven't had an injury since starting the burpee journey, and I'm still pretty confident to say that this is not an injury, and I still don't have an injury, but I don't want it to turn into one, and this is the first sign that I will get an injury. It's not so much about having a sore wrist or anything like that and just working out. It's more so to do with my work. We're less than a month away from 2024. I'll be starting my new job next year, and moving forward, I'm going to be needing my hands quite a bit for my work, more so than ever. And it's really important that I avoid any injuries to my wrists. And if this cyst gets bigger, if it gets painful, pushes on surrounding structures, then it could be a problem. So again, I don't know what to do. I want to find out if anyone else out there has had this problem. I know I've seen a lot of comments on videos of ganglion cysts, and people are saying, I started doing push-ups since the pandemic from lockdown, and now I've got this cyst. So it seems like it's not something that's rare in terms of calisthenics and this developing. It is common sense. If you're putting a lot of pressure on a joint wherever it may be in the body, the fluid around the joint can be extruded or can squeeze out if you have a weakness somewhere around the joint capsule, and then this is what happens. So it's likely a combination of doing burpees for quite some time, having the pressures on my wrists, which to begin with, I've got very small wrists, so it's probably predisposed my wrists to developing a cyst, and now doing the Supercharged burpees on different environments, on different uneven surfaces. And that's the main point I'll make here, like going to the beach and doing Supercharged burpees on the sand, doing my Supercharged burpees on grass in different places and different parks and stuff, where I've noticed the ground has been uneven, and I've been putting more pressure and more stress on my right wrist than my left. And as a consequence, I have a ganglion cyst on my right wrist, and there's no ganglion cyst on my left wrist. So, that's all a lot of hot air, but it's quite important to me to, fix this because I've just started a new program. I'm supposed to be doing this program 11 minutes every day. I love this program. It's the best set of burpees that I've ever done in my life. I've got the best results I've ever had in my life. But now I've come up to this roadblock. I feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place. And I guess I'll pose the question once more to everybody out there. what should I do? Are there any suggestions? Should I worry so much? Maybe it won't, cause too much of an issue. But if it does get bigger, then I might need it drained. And worst case scenario, you have it operated on where the recurrence rate or the chance of it coming back is, still quite significant. So rather than make it get worse, I'm thinking of alternatives to avoid stressing my wrist. But these alternatives mean no more burpees or far fewer burpees. And that doesn't sit right with me. So let me know what you think. Now, on to a bit more fun, happier news. Everybody would know by now Brian Johnson, the multi-millionaire tech mogul who is trying to slow his rate of aging by doing lots of blood tests and lots of MRI scans. He's come up with the blueprint, which is the perfect diet, he says, which he eats when he wakes up, and he stops eating at 11 a.m. and fasts for 18 hours. So that consists of the Green Giant drink, which is powdered greens and a few other things like chlorella, which is an algae, creatine, collagen peptides, cinnamon, and that's what I've had today. His first main meal is the super veggie meal, and he has blended this in the past, and that's what I did today. I'd say it needs a bit of tweaking with the ingredients just to make it taste a little bit more palatable, but again, it was fine. It was pretty good. And the nutty pudding. The nutty pudding was delicious. I'd advocate anybody listening or watching this video, try the nutty pudding. It's so good. All of this came up to about 1,400 calories for me. It made me satiated. And the main point, or why I'm talking about this today, is it's made my stomach, my gut, feel the best it has in years. I don't know how long it's been since my stomach has felt so content, so calm after a meal. My issue is I don't chew food enough. I probably chew it a few times and swallow, and then, that's essentially inhaling the food. I love just slamming the food down. The fact that I've blended the food takes the mechanical digestion of my stomach out of the equation, and I think it's just made things a lot more calm. So it's not so much the things I'm eating, because vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and lentils, normally cause a lot of bloating. Didn't have any bloating today. In fact, complete opposite, felt fine. So I guess, try a couple of more purees. If you're suffering from bloating, try some more soups in your diet. And in general, I think, this diet of Brian Johnson's, this blueprint, is pretty good. I'm going to try to stick to it a little bit longer, and I would advocate you try the nutty pudding. So that's all I've got to say today. There's actually a lot to say. But yeah, main point is, what should I do about this wrist? I don't want it, I don't want to have to give up burpees, but I don't want an injury.